Hey, welcome to my video about open source games. I thought it was interesting, so I wanted to make a video on this. I hope you guys enjoy. It's mostly just gameplay and me describing the game and kind of looking into it. Alright, let's just get right into it. I will not be able to cover every open source game. It is pretty apparent there's a lot of them. You can see this in the video I am showing right now on the wiki. There are tons and tons of open source games. I'm just showing the games that I thought were either interesting or ones I've had previous experience with in the past. Reminder, I'm not someone that's really knowledgeable of these things other than the fact that I used to play some of them. So, yeah, let's get right into this. I hope you guys enjoy this video. I just had to put it in this quick segment just to make sure and clear some things up. For this first game, it's going to be kind of a Quake clone. Well, in my childhood, I actually played this in my childhood. I had a Linux computer for a little bit because I think I don't remember, but I think I ruined Windows. And the game I had was this game called Xonotic. And I played it for a bit. I really enjoyed it, and I wound up putting it on my Windows computer when we got Windows back on it. And I had a blast when this thing was very popular, or is more popular than it is now. And yeah, it's pretty good. The bots aren't bad. They're actually all right. They get me killed a lot. I think the only problem with the bots is that they don't b-hop. They don't do a lot of things that people would do. But that's a given. It's a game made on an engine that's like really old and ancient. For a game that's made on a pretty ancient engine, it looks good. It looks really good. I enjoy it. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but if you like those kind of games like Quake and stuff, give this a shot. It's going to be hard to find a server though, so thank God that they have bots. A lot of these will have bots for single player. The movement's very solid. I love the audio. And it's just an all-around solid game, even though it's made for open source, which is crazy. I guess that would be all I could say about this game. It's all-around great. So yeah, not much to talk about. Off to the next game. A Dark Room is a old-style text adventure game. I didn't get very far into it. It actually takes time to actually get things done. You can't just get things done. You just kind of have to sit there and wait for things to happen. Apparently this one's open source. It was said on the wiki it was. I'm not so sure. I'm just putting it in this video because I thought it was interesting myself. And if it is open source, that's pretty cool. And yeah, it's a strangely eerie game. It has sound effects, but those sound effects are very MS-DOS. They're not very good. They're very pixelated. A lot of this game is just sitting there and poaching a fire. There really isn't much to do. It's just kind of a novel game, I'm guessing. It's a cool thing. It's a cool, interesting concept. I'm not going to knock on it just because it's different. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about this game. There's not really much going on. All right, off to the next one. Mind test. Oh, what a doozy. I really tried to get this to work. I might have gotten it working by the time I've finished this video. But mind test is pretty dang difficult to get working. It's not difficult. I would just say confusing. There's a lot of mods, but I don't know how to open the program itself. I might have to figure it out later, but if I have figured it out, you'll be seeing gameplay footage of it. But I wanted to show the website. It's pretty interesting that a game that is pretty much a Minecraft clone is popular enough that it has this many mods. It's really interesting. I actually like it as the fact that it's like kind of a competitor to Minecraft, but in a way that it's like, hey, like if you don't have money, you can play this. I guess I don't know. There's a lot of mods. I feel like it might be more like a passion project for a lot of people to mess with. It looks like it would be fun. As fun as Minecraft, debatable depending on who you are. It might be easier to mod, to be honest. It might be actually easier to mod. I have no idea because I've not modded myself in this game. I have very little experience playing this. I've only remember playing this when I had a Linux laptop back in like I think 2013 or so. I don't remember, somewhere around there. And there wasn't really much to do in the game. I'm guessing I had a limited library of mods and I didn't know how to install any. But hey, it was fun. There's a little bit of a nostalgic throwback for me to check this out and see how it's going. There's a lot in this project that is just kind of foreign to a lot of people. It's pretty cool. All right. So I don't really have much to talk about other than the fact that it has a lot of mods and it has I'm assuming, pretty active community surrounding the game. All right. Next game. So AssaultCube. This one is actually kind of interesting. It's another game I used to play when I was a kid. I didn't have money, really. You know how it is being a kid. You don't have money to do or buy games and stuff. So this was my Call of Duty. Kind of silly to say, but yeah, it was my Call of Duty. And for a while, it had a lot of people. Well, at least enough people that it could fill up a lobby. Nowadays, it's not really much. But at least they have bots, so I can actually test out and show the game. If you guys want to see it, you guys can see it. A lot of the gameplay is very basic and very crude. I would want to say that, but it's very old. At least I could say that. The audio is very crunched. Everything is just, old. And the gameplay is, it's not the best. But I just wanted to show it here because I thought it was interesting and it was something I used to play when I was a kid. I thought it was so cool. So yeah, off to the next game. So I don't know if you guys have ever played Cube World, but this was basically a response to what has happened to Cube World. I'm glad that the creator is working on a update or some sort of new project to fix the problems that the original Cube World had. But this is the response to that problem, and I'm really glad this exists. It's a really fun game, surprisingly, for a open source game. And I think the greatest thing about this game in particular is that it has a lot of stuff in it. It has mining, it's not Minecraft, all right? It's more of an RPG. You don't really go out and like destroy the environment or build houses. You go out and take quests. One of the biggest difference between both Cube World and Veloren is that you can't really customize your own weapons, which is kind of, a give or take. Some people like it, some people don't. You can craft your own weapons. You can make them however you want them, but you can't add block placement to your weapons, so you can't, like, ultimately customize them. But it has a skill tree. It has crafting mechanics. You can pick up items. You can go dungeon running. You can go pretty much do a lot of things in this game, and it's just a lot of fun. And I wish that there was more. Every day, like, I mean, not every day, but every week at least, there is a update to this game, and it adds some stuff. And they have their own servers. Some people actually, you can actually host your own servers as well, but they have their own servers for the game. And I would say give it a shot. It's a really fun game. There's skill trees, RPG mechanics. You can talk to people. You can pretty much do everything you think of you need to do in an RPG. There's like shops and stuff, and it's kind of like an MMO as well. The servers, you can talk and trade to people. There's a lot of things like that also. There's tons of different cities. There's tons of different biomes. There's just a lot of content in this game that I have not. I feel like I've only scratched the surface of what can be done or what can be explored in this game. There's a lot of monsters. There is different types of dungeons. Some of them are just like you could pillage towns and stuff, I guess you could say they were there. And there are like dungeons in the ground. A lot of those are pretty samey. I hope that they fix that though. And they tend to have the same music. But that's about all of the complaints I really have of this. It's a very solid, well, I wouldn't say Cube World clone. It's doing its own thing, you know. But yeah, it's really good. I recommend it. I recommend anyone playing it. I guess that's all I have to say about this game. Go play it, you know, and off to the next game. OpenRA. This is a new find for me. Personally, I don't have much experience with this, but if you don't have the money to buy the whole collection of Red Alert, this is definitely out there for you. You can even put the collection of Red Alert into this for the files for like the music and such, which is really cool, and I find that's pretty awesome. I think it's a great, solid kind of transition, open source Red Alert. I don't want to say clone because it's pretty much in the name. I don't have much like expertise on this game. Is that the word? I don't know. Anywho, I used to play a game called Warzone. Back in like I think 2013 or something like that. I had a Ubuntu computer, and yeah, that was pretty much my Red Alert for a while until we got Windows running again and I could actually play it again. But if you want to play Red Alert, here it is. It's open source. It's not exactly Red Alert because, well, that would be illegal, but it's pretty close, and I find it quite enjoyable. There's not really much to be said. It is a RTS, which is real-time strategy game. It's basically just a military kind of combat. Build bunkers, build things, go after the other enemy team until you destroy them, pretty much. That's what it is. There's really not much else to be said. I think it's a solid, like, clone of Red Alert, so... Oh, yeah, they also have Dune, which I don't have any expertise on that one. They have, like, a Dune clone. They have all of the ones that have come out. Alright, I think that's about it. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the next video. Not video. Next game. Alright. See you in the next game.
Unit ready. Low power.
Oh yes, RedEclips. It's been a while since I've played this game. A very long time, actually. In fact, the graphics have definitely improved a lot, as you can see by the original trailer I showed earlier. First time I played this game, well, about the same time that my computer broke, and I fell in love with this game. You can in fact make maps and stuff. That was pretty cool. I liked that part. Another thing that I liked about this whole game is that there was a pretty strong community. It's kind of sad to see how it's fallen from grace. There's nobody playing. I'm sure there's like some people that play, some small communities, but only on certain days, on the week or something. I don't know. But there used to be at least like one server full, and you just be able to hop on, chit chat with some random people, play a game, and enjoy it. Now it seems that the game is pretty much just dead. I wouldn't say forgotten, just dead. Yeah, it's actually really sad to see this game in the state it is. You can see that there's a lot of really cool mechanics, but nobody is there to play. Thankfully, like the rest of these games, there's quite a bit of, you know, bots, and the bots aren't half bad at the game itself, so I guess you can still play the game, but you won't be able to talk to people, which is sad to say, but things happen, time flies, life goes on, but yeah, you can definitely play this game. The interesting thing about this game in particular is that, yes, it's open source, but it's also on Steam, which I think is pretty cool. It's not just open source, you know, like the other ones are. You can also get it on Steam. I know I said that twice. Yeah, it's a kind of sad thing to see happen to this game, but that's how time flies and time goes and such. But yeah, you can still play the game with bots. I don't really have much else to say about this game other than that's my experience with the game. It's pretty cool. It's alright. Alright. In conclusion, there's a lot of strange games out there that I haven't even gotten into. Like, this is just the surface of what's out there. Just these are, I wouldn't say the most popular, but one of like the games that I saw while I was growing up, or that I saw on the wiki, that piqued my interest. There are tons and tons and tons. I didn't even get to go through all of them because I didn't want to make this like an hour long or like 30 to 40 minutes. No one wants to sit through that right now. My YouTube channel is barely anything. So honestly, I felt like having this lower minute count is a lot better. Enough about that. The one thing I wasn't expecting was the level of nostalgia and the sadness that came from it, because nobody's playing these games, which I don't know about you, but that's just sad. These are really well put together games made by people that don't like necessarily expect money. These are just games made by people that want to make games. Now, I know that's a lot more common these days than a while ago, but this was a while ago. These games were made a while ago. This was made before, I wouldn't say before itch, but around when itch was kind of getting started and nobody knew what it was. So these games that were made by communities that banded together to make something totally unique in their own special way was very interesting, and I've really liked this little adventure I've gotten myself into. Although this video did take forever to get out. Sorry about that. It's been like, what, I guess like 4 weeks since I've actually uploaded a video. Well, actually, I uploaded the finals video. But besides that, I've really enjoyed this kind of walkthrough experience. One thing I wish that there was more active servers. The only game I saw that actually had an active server was Veloren, and that just disappointed me. I felt like I wanted to talk to people and see how, you know, how people are doing and stuff, and most of the people on Veloren weren't even speaking English. Excuse me. Speaking English, so I couldn't like interpret what they're saying, or like, you know, I didn't want to deal with that. But yeah, it's a really interesting path, and I implore you to go look at these games, not necessarily download them. You don't have to. Sometimes it's a little sketchy, I would say. I wouldn't say it's like sketchy, but it feels like you're downloading a virus sometimes. So I just kind of wanted to point that out before anybody decided to go do that. I cannot guarantee your safety of like downloading things, but I will put down the links to all the games that I've played on this video, and maybe some that I know about, you know, floating around there. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was hell to make, because I don't make long-form content. I don't put this much effort usually into a video. But I wanted to see how well this would do, and this is a subject that I was really interested in. So I made it. And see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.